to create a vector out of individual numbers. The R operator used to do this is called the C or the combine function. It's really very simple. Here's the R prompt. Here, I type C, a left parenthesis, and then I'm going to put in the numbers. 84, I'm putting commas between the numbers. 49, 61, 40, 83, 67, 45, 66, 70, 69, 80. Notice the right parenthesis is already there. I'm going to move my cursor to the right of it and press enter, and I get a list of 11 numbers. There's a catch with this, though. I really can't use this for anything else. If you're going to create a data structure in R, generally speaking, you should try to name it something so you can use it for something else. Now I'm going to perform the same operation, but I'm going to call the vector x. So here's x. A less than and a hyphen is an assignment operator. I could also use an equal sign there. I'm going to use the combine function again, and now I'm going to do exactly what I did above. This time I didn't get the vector elements listed, but if I type the name that I've assigned to the vector and just press enter, there they are. 11 elements. How do I really know there are 11 elements? It's kind of interesting. R actually has several built-in operators that work on vectors. It actually is one of the things that makes R very, very handy as a statistical programming language. If I wanted to know how many elements were in the vector x, I could use the function length. I better spell it right, so let me backspace. L-E-N-G-T-H x, and there is 11. I can do certain operations on vectors, and you get interesting results. Very often, vector will do, the operation will be element by element for the vector. So for instance, if you look at x, and I wanted to add 1 to each element, I could say x plus 1. Notice the vector I get. Element by element, it is 1 more than the vector x. I could assign x plus 1 to some other name. So here's y is x plus 1. And now notice y is this new vector. What if I multiplied x by 2? I could type 2 times x. Notice each element of 2 times x is 2 times the corresponding value for x. I could even try to square x. This is kind of interesting. You really don't know what's going to happen until you try it. Let's see. X, the square operation in R, or the exponentiation operation in R, is the little caret. It's really a capital 6 on your keyboard. Looks like x squared. Numbers are a lot bigger than what you have, but if you actually check, you'd see that element by element, the elements of x squared are the squares of the individual elements of x. If two vectors are the same length, I can actually add them. If I take x plus y, each element is the corresponding element of x plus the corresponding element of y. Later on, we're going to be using vectors to do all sorts of statistical computations and all sorts of plots. This was a short introduction to creating a vector.